Hello everyone, my name is Timothy Roberts, professor of saxophone at Shenandoah Conservatory, and it's time for another year of all-state auditions. Etudes are different every year, and this year you all are going to be using A32. There's different editions of these Fairling Etudes. You all are going to be using the Southern edition, but you should also know that there's at least 7 or 8 different editions of this, but there's 2 editions in particular that have written piano accompaniments that have been added to these etudes, and some of them work really nicely. There is a Hal Leonard edition that has been edited by Nobuya Sugawa, and there is also a Carl Fischer edition that's edited by John Walker. Both of these editions have really neat piano accompaniments, and it will work really well. What I like to do is to take 6 of these etudes with the piano accompaniment and put them into a little 10-minute suite for a recital. And you can change the etudes around and put them in any different order that you want based on the makeup of your audience. But it's a nice little recital edition if that's what you would like to do. So we're going to take a look now at 32. We will play for you and then take a minute or two and talk about some suggestions on how you can play better. The good news on this one is that Fairling says you only have to play it at the dotted quarter at 72. So that's not too fast. It's entirely reasonable tempo. I would start learning bars 17 to 20 first, 17, 18, 19, 20. Those are the hardest 4 bars, and you're probably going to spend 70% of your time on this etude just working on these 4 bars. We're going to talk about these 4 bars, and then we'll go back and do some generalizations on the whole etude. Memorization is easier for some of you than others. Some of it's harder. I'm big on memorizing solo music that you have to play for technical clarity. It helps you understand the phrases better, but it also makes you much less of a chance of making a technical mistake when you get to the performance. The good news on this one is that Fairling says you only have to play it at the dotted quarter at 72. So that's not too fast. I would start learning bars 17 to 20 first, 17, 18, 19, 20. Those are the hardest 4 bars, and you're probably going to spend 70% of your time on this etude just working on these 4 bars. So memorization is easier for some of you than others. Some of it's harder. I'm big on memorizing solo music that you have to play for technical clarity. It helps you understand the phrases better, but it also makes you much less of a chance of making a technical mistake when you get to the performance. If you're not the type to memorize your music when you play it, then I would still recommend that you memorize these first 4 bars. Memorize them, play them every day until your auditions. I know sometimes you get busy with homework and there's days that you don't have time to practice. Always make at least 10 minutes a day to practice. That's a whole nother lesson, but at least try to pull out your horn, keep your horn put together, and try to at least play. If you get a day with a lot of homework, at least play these 4 bars of 32 every day. So as far as how to practice these 4 bars, take out the ornaments. Play the B, just the 5 notes in the bar. Get them all perfect, memorize them that way. Then go back in and add each ornament separately. Go back in and put the trill. And by the way, you only need to trill it once. So on the first one, on the E, you go up to the F sharp, B-da-da-da. Don't try to... It's not necessary. Just trill it once. So in effect, the trill and the 2 grace notes are going to form a turn. Okay? So the first thing I want you to do is learn the 5 notes, then put the trill in, and then go back and add, take the trill out, put the grace notes in. together with the 5-note turn. Build your tempo up, memorize it, and then play it every day. That's the best way to learn this section. And you will get in this audition. If you get all the way to All-State, you'll get to the audition room, and there still will be people that can't play these 4 bars. So don't be one of those that can't play the 4 bars here, okay? One of my favorite sections in this etude is actually, those are the 4 most difficult bars, but my favorite 4 bars are the 4 bars that come out of that. I think it's genius the way that it's written, and it's not necessarily clear how it's written. These 4 bars, which is going to be 22, 23, 24, and 25. So it's not marked, but it's basically 12 ascending notes in 21 and 22, followed by 2 groups of 3 notes, 3 groups of 2 notes, and then it goes on from there. So it's just marked with slurs, but you should feel this bar. So, especially in that last bar, put agogic accents on those 3 groups of 2 notes, and put a crescendo going through the last bar of the line so that your judge knows that you understand how this phrasing goes. It's pretty neat when you play it with an understanding of how that phrase goes. Okay, so measure 28, the descending tongued line. Are you able to double tongue? If you can't, we don't have time to get into that today, but if you are able to do it, that's a great spot to do it. You can pick up a little bit of tempo in that bar, and you don't want to rush it, but you can pick up get a little bit up on the top of the beat by double tonguing that bar to get you through the end of the line. And it would sound technically impressive also, and it will crisp up your tongue a little bit if you can double tongue that. Measure 43 and 44 can be kind of technically tricky. Just remember that those 2 bars are identical, and you only have to learn it once. So learn 43 and then just repeat 44. That will help you on that. And then measure 61. Keep the low C sharp down through the whole bar. It'll make your life much easier rather than trying to pick up the C sharp and putting it back down again. And then finally, make your last note the very most important. In with a full quarter note value, put some rich vibrato on it, and always leave your judges with a feeling of confidence in what you're doing and how you're presenting this etude to them. Okay, so I'd like to leave you with some closing words that I think will help you in really any audition that you take, not just the All-State auditions, but really any audition that you take, and even if you don't major in music, that this will also help you with any passion that you might have in your life. And that is to make sure that when you enter this room, that you're grateful for what you're doing. Okay? Because you can't be grateful and nervous at the same time. I know you're all going to be nervous at first, but if you go into the room grateful for the fact that you're doing what you love and what you're passionate about, and that you've made it to this point, and you're one of the best saxophone players, high school saxophone players, you've made it to this point. And if you go into this with a feeling of gratitude and joy for being able to play for these judges, you're going to play a lot better, and you're not going to be nervous either. Because try it sometime. If you have a sense of gratefulness going in, you won't be nervous at the same time. I appreciate you listening to some of my thoughts on this music. I hope it helps you. Have fun when you go in there. That's the most important thing. If this video has helped you, I would love to hear from you. We do these videos every year. If you're not graduating this year, hopefully I can do one of these again for you next year. If you have any follow-up questions, please feel free to email me. You can also find me at my website, www.timothy-roberts.com. So good luck, and I hope these go well for you and that these videos were able to help you.